what's up? Check out this blunt and honest review from the Jock and Nerd Podcast. That's us. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the jock.
He's the nerd.
And he's the rug boy.
What's up, guys?
Jock and Nerd. Okay, fellas, let's get into this week's movie review. We will be discussing Masters of the Universe. Here is your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Special He-Man edition of spoiler alerts. Of course, this movie is based on the toys, comics, cartoons that all started back in my youth in 1982 from Mattel Corporation. The makers of Barbie needed a boy toy, and they came up with He-Man. Here's all the He-Man content that's out there that we've had since 1982. It's kind of a lot. The original show ran from 83 to 85. Then She-Ra, Princess of Power, runs from 1985 to 1987. Then you get the New Adventures of He-Man in 1991. Then you get this really great series, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, 2002 to 2004.
That's the best one.
It's fantastic. It is easily probably the best one out of this. Then you get a She-Ra show in 2018, 2020. I think that's on, the rest of these are on Netflix. Then you have Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation come out in 2021 through 2024. While simultaneously there was another He-Man show. Remember, Ruggs?
Yeah, no one watched it because it was
another
terrible.
show on Netflix that was rendered completely differently called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Horrible.
Not confusing at all. But as far as live action, this is the second live action adaptation of He-Man. The first, of course, being the terribly fun and campy 1987 film with Dolph Lundgren. And perhaps the most important piece of He-Man content out there is our episode of What the Fuck Happened to Masters of the Universe, episode 232, Jock and Nerd Podcast feed with Matt Dalhauer. And Adam Morris joined us on that show because he is a huge He-Man fan. So anything, just go listen to the What the Fuck Happened, 232, Jock and Nerd. This movie directed by Travis Knight, who directed Bumblebee and Kubo and the Two Strings. Written by Chris Butler, Aaron Nee, Adam Nee, and David Callahan. On Rotten Tomatoes, the movie currently sitting at a 67% tomato meter, 88% popcorn meter. Metacritic has it at a 51. Letterboxd 3.2. And here's where everything kind of crumbled. The movie was made budget around $170 million, some places $200 million. Let's just dive in to the weekend box office, because last week we talked about the crazy 1-2 punch Obsession's Backrooms pushing Star Wars down and how that movie Obsession kept going up. I knew it was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, Scary Movie, Masters, Obsession, Backrooms. I didn't know what order. Here's how it went down. Opening at number 1, Scary Movie actually takes the number 1 with 55 million domestic, 105 global, only on a $30 million movie. Masters of the Universe opens at number 2 with only 29.3 million domestic, globally sitting at about $55 million on that 170 budget. Not great. Backrooms drops 68%, opens at number 3, but it's still made 212 global, 135. So it did great numbers last week, and this is respectable. Obsession comes in at number 4, and in the 4th week, it doesn't go up, which would have been crazy, but it only drops about 7%. It pulled in another $25 million. It's been consistently pulling in like $24, $26 million every week. So that movie sitting at domestic 152, global 224 million for Obsession on week 4. So meanwhile, Star Wars number 6 only has made 155 domestic, 293 global. Michael is at almost 900 million. $898 million at number 7, and then number 10, Devil Wears Prada, hanging in only the total 215 million domestic. I don't have the.
Why did you skip 5? And
they were weird movies. You want to know what they were?
Sure.
So number 5 was something called The Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act. It's a viral web animation finale. It's a Fathom event. It's not even a real movie.
Okay.
And then it was Star Wars, Michael, The Breadwinner, Nate Bargatze, number 8. And then Pressure with, what's his name? Number 9, about D-Day, Normandy. Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
But scary movie. I'll tell you, there was a lot of kids, young people at my theater. They weren't going to see fucking Masters of the Universe. That's for sure. I'll tell you that right now.
They went to go see Scary Movie.
Yeah. And Backrooms and Obsession. No doubt. They weren't in there.
Star Wars is really getting hammered right here.
Star Wars is done. That movie's done. We'll talk about that. Masters of the Universe cast, top cast, Nicholas Galitzine playing Adam/He-Man. You got Camila Mendes as Tila, Idris Elba as Duncan, Man-at-Arms, Jared Leto as Skeletor, Johannes Hakur Johannesson, I believe he's from Game of Thrones, as Fisto, Jean-Jui Zhang as Ram Man, Alison Brie as Evil Lynn, James Purefoy as King Randor, Morena Baccarin as the Sorceress, Kristen Wiig here as the voice of Roboto, and spoilers, fun cameo by Dolph Lundgren himself, the original from the 1987 movie. This movie is PG-13, 2 hours, 21 minute runtime, 220. Anthony, what happens in Masters of the Universe?
Oh, Masters of the Universe is about some castle somewhere out there that gets taken over by Skeletor.
Oh, God damn it. Have some respect.
It's taken over by Skeletor, and this sword has a bunch of power, but it's with this little bitch boy, and it gets sent to Earth like Thor's hammer, and then he's got to find it, and he's obsessed with swords, and he gets the sword, and he wants to take back the castle in the sky from Skeletor, and he has to learn how to utilize the sword, gain the trust of all the people out on that planet, like Fisto and Ram Man, and also a hot girl with a nice booty, and that's the movie. And it's about some 80s bullshit that you guys really like.
It's about him becoming He-Man.
Yeah, that too.
Okay. You weren't on our What the Fuck Happened. Just give me your backstory with He-Man. What did you know about him? Nothing.
Literally, only because of you guys. Yeah. Here's what I know about He-Man. Only because you guys talk about it like it's something. And I have the meme of Skeletor, like the moving gif of him like at the sky.
Yep.
That's about all I got. And then the guy's name's He-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the names of anyone else.
Yeah.
Nothing. I literally zero.
Okay, great. This is great.
It's this and Thundercats. The two things, you say those two names, I'm like, those things sound stupid.
Okay, this is actually fantastic. So with that in mind, when the movie ended, how you feeling?
I liked it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Only because, here's the thing, I don't know shit about it. Yeah. I don't know anything. But it made me laugh. It was, once I understood what the tone was, the first 20 or 30 minutes, I went, I don't really like this at all. This is so lame. But once I realized it's actually intentionally kind of lame, I was like, all right, fine. Then you got the hot girl. So you got a hot girl.
Yeah.
Now, I wish they would have doubled down and had a romance with the hot girl, but at least they got a hot girl.
Yeah.
And I thought Skeletor was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So it made me laugh. There was enough ridiculousness where I was like, okay, I understand what they're going for. And they had a hot girl. So that's it.
It's got all the ingredients.
It's just, I had no expectations. I had actually not even I had low expectations.
You had zero. Yeah.
I thought it's not even that I thought it was going to be zero. I thought it was going to be horrible.
Yeah. We all thought it was going to flop. And remember, every week we're like, can this possibly be good? I don't know.
So there you go.
Interesting. Okay. Rugs, give us your He-Man history.
Oh,
you went into it on his Patreon.
I was 8 years old when He-Man toys came out.
Yeah, me too.
And I read
you were
comics.
25. Stop.
So when He-Man the toy came out, there was a commercial. It was very, very mystical and wrapped and shrouded in mystery. And it came with these comic books. And He-Man was a barbarian that was given the power by the sorceress to beat Skeletor. And there wasn't any kind of Adam, Prince of Eternia, or any of this like colorful bullshit. It was actually dark and scary. And I thought it was badass. And I couldn't wait for the cartoon to come out. And when the cartoon came out, they fucking ruined He-Man. And I fucking hated that cartoon with a fucking passion. And it made everything silly. And I was like, wow, this badass thing with this fucking tiger that he rides a fucking tiger. He has an axe and a sword. He doesn't even kill anybody with the sword. He doesn't do anything badass. This sucks. And I love muscular fucking. This is the first muscular. Like I was into like Rocky.
Yeah, it was the age of Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
And like, you know, muscled guys and the Hulk and all that stuff. So I was like, this figure was so different. It was like this cock diesel dude, and he was bigger than the G.I. Joes and bigger than the Star Wars figures. And he was just, and they were like in a crouched position, and it was just badass. And all these accessories. So like, it was cool. And it was also sci-fi.
Yep.
It was barbarians.
Yep.
It was mystical magic. It had everything all into one. But then the show comes along and fucks it up. And I fucking can't stand the show. But I thought the figures were like my favorite thing when I was a little kid.
Okay.
And then until the 2000s, when they rebooted the show and they actually gave it He-Man a real story, that's when I was like, okay, they've made me like they made me like the Prince Adam stuff in this series. They made me like kind of reconcile, you know, the way because they treated Skeletor more seriously.
Yeah.
And everything, it gave him a backstory. So that 2000s thing was cool. And then they fucking abandoned that and they went back to all the stupid shit again. So, yeah, I never liked this namby-pamby kind of like, you know, flamboyant He-Man that's silly. I liked the toy when I got it. For that year, that toy was this mysterious fucking crazy shit. It had all these comics in it.
Yeah.
And the comics were like, the paintings on the boxes were like Frazetta paintings. I didn't even know what Frazetta was.
Yeah.
I just know this shit was badass.
Yeah.
And those guys were copying Frazetta.
Yeah.
And this is all Frazetta influenced.
Yeah.
So, like, I love Frank Frazetta, and he's been a huge influence in my life. And it starts with He-Man. Because I knew about Conan the Barbarian, but there was no like toys of Conan at that time. There was no like,
right.
And that's a rated R movie anyway.
Yeah.
So this was like a Conan for kids. And so I liked it. So that's where my passion of He-Man comes from, is like, I always liked the toy and the potential for that toy and the badassery.
Did this movie work for you then?
This movie, he has moments of badassness. There's moments of like Conan-esque stuff, but it's mainly a comedy and it's silly. And when he's in Earth, he doesn't act like a real person. Like a real guy would never have his room. Like a grown man would not have his room with his child drawings all over the fucking place.
He's looking for his sword though.
Like, yeah, he's looking for his sword, but like, come on, like he's just a complete idiot. And he's not. And for no reason, you don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
So like they're just doing a silly movie at that point. And if you want to watch a silly popcorn movie, this does the trick.
Yeah.
It does. It's a decent film if you don't know anything about He-Man, if you don't know anything, if you don't have anything coming in, it's fine. You can enjoy it. And I think it's enjoyable. I think actually it's the best He-Man movie that there is right now.
Yeah. That's true.
It's better than the Dolph Lundgren one.
Yeah.
Dolph is in it though.
Dolph is
he's in it.
It's about
this guy is nowhere near as jacked as he should be.
Yeah.
Like he's got to be. Come on, this guy like he's
Really?
not that jacked.
I thought he was pretty buff.
I thought he looked big enough.
Come on. I'm just saying. I know people. My own family that are bigger than the guy. So
they don't do the steroids like they used to, you know?
Yeah, that would be too big. You can't do that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, just like Hugh Jackman looks way more ripped than that guy. I mean, even the guy who played Thor, he looked more like He-Man than this.
It was worth it. Get bulked up. I mean, you need like an Alan Richardson, really.
Yeah, I mean, you really need like a fucking dude that looks fucking.
There's
like
not a lot of those guys out there
in the world.
Yeah,
but even with that said, it was fine. Like I think he was fine. I think if he had a little bit more time to gain some more weight, and put on some more muscle, be even better.
Yeah,
more impressive anyway.
Yeah,
as He-Man, because like the transformation isn't really much too, because he's already big.
Right.
And then they try and like, oh, he got muscles all. No, he's already big.
He just got like a little bit bigger.
And I think that's like a play on the TV show.
Yeah.
Because Prince Adam was already cock diesel.
Right. And no one could tell that it was He-Man. Come on. You can't
That's
tell
why the show in 2000 was better.
Yeah.
Because he's a
skinny
kid.
Right. And I do like in that show how they made like Skeletor, Randor's brother. Like I thought all that worked. Anyways, my entrance into He-Man, similar to Ruggs, but I think I saw the cartoon first and I was like, what is this? And then I saw the toys. And then I had He-Man playing with Transformers and G.I. Joe and Star Wars, and they would all fight each other in these crazy epic battles. So I loved the cartoon, even though it was silly and there was a lesson every week. As someone who grew up with this at my age, I thought this really worked. It kind of really worked for me. I thought it was really fun. I felt like it was just silly enough. It didn't take it. It took itself maybe it could take it a little bit more serious, but I like that it was just silly enough. It knows what it needed to do. The question going into this was like, how do you nail this tone? And I think he nailed the tone. The music, the Queen Brian May guitar music is fantastic. It perfectly fits. It adds to the tone. And it does remind me of like, your Guardians and Thor and Flash Gordon and Dungeons of Dragons, a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of early Marvel.
It just blends in with all the other mediocre stuff.
It is like all the other shit. But I thought some of the humor was funny. Some of the jokes worked on me. It is almost like a movie. I've been waiting like 40 years to see this fucking movie. They finally did it. The costumes look great. And yes, as much as I hate J. Red Leto as fucking Joker and Morbius and everything he does, he fucking stole the scenes he was in. He was really good. I was so surprised. I came away so surprised going, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The action scenes, the fight scenes are great. And you could tell Travis Knight is a fan of this from his childhood. And even though it's 2:20, I didn't think it felt long at all. I thought it was paced.
I felt it dragged in the middle, and we could have skipped the whole Earth part, but like,
I like some of the Earth part. I thought was hilarious.
Look, this movie, you can tell it was not a singular vision. It was like,
there's like 7 writers on the movie.
You could tell that it wasn't. It didn't lock in. But the thing is that it has enough action and the pacing is good that you get through everything quickly and you don't sit there and think about it.
Right.
So I think it moves along in a way where it carries you through into the story and you're able to still have a good time. But I don't think the works really well. I think that some of the jokes don't land.
Right.
And
not all the jokes work. Yeah.
They don't work with the tones kind of are crazy. Is it a kid's movie, but you're talking about fisting?
I know.
And like, it's crazy. So, and talking about He-Man's thighs and all that
stuff.
Was
it me or did Skeletor want to fuck He-Man the whole time?
I think he was impressed.
There's 2 times where he's talking about this sword that he's just salivating. And I
feel like Skeletor's more jacked than He-Man.
A little bit. I mean, the suit looked good. I guess they filmed that with just his face and he covered it in blood, Jared Leto, while they were filming it. And then they just covered it up in CG. But I thought Skeletor looked great. I thought everybody, like fucking Trapjaw looked amazing. All the designs and the ships looked like just like the fucking toys. Like it really, it touched the child.
I feel like the only one that looked like cosplay was Evil Lynn to me.
Yeah, and maybe the sorceress costume was not the best.
Oh, yeah, and her costume was horrible.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Are all those characters just the toys?
Yes.
And then is He-Man and Skeletor the main people, and then everyone else is like another like a lower person?
They're all related.
Well, when He-Man first came out, it was him, Skeletor, Merman, Beastman.
There was like
and then
eight
Stratos,
yeah.
and then there's a bunch of main characters of the first figures that were not in this movie.
Yeah, Stratos they can put in the second
and
movie.
Zodak they didn't put him in either. Yeah. But like,
who's the lady? The hot
that's
girl.
Tila. That's
Tila, which is Man-at-Arms' daughter. That's just like in the show and the comics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tila came out in I think in the second round.
Yeah, Camila Mendes was very cute, and
they did a lot of fan service for that. They put her in the bun, a few times, and
there's some
she wears her hair up in the show. Yeah. So
there's some good Easter eggs. They also do. They mentioned Marlena is from Earth,
But they don't even go into why.
One quick line that just throw it away. But the whole opening, with the young Adam, you start with the voiceover explainer, and right away I was like, oh shit, here we go. He's gonna fucking narrate. The voiceover opening is never a good sign. But the scene when Skeletor attacks Duncan versus Trapjaw, that first fight, that shit was great. And you see him get sent to Earth and lose the sword. And
don't narrate the whole thing, Imran, please.
Well, no, the punchline of it being, when we cut to 15 years later, he's telling the story to his hinge date is fucking hilarious.
She was hot too.
She was hot.
She was very attractive.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, that is funny. He's just telling everyone. But realistically, why would you go around telling people all this shit?
Yeah, this is not real.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is that's where you have to like buy into the fact that the tone of this is just not serious at all.
Yeah, no, and it perfectly, once you get that little joke, like you're like, all right, I see what kind of movie I'm into. And I thought it was really funny. It works. There's weird running bit about his roommate watching like rom-coms, but hiding it from him. That was kind of weird. And that really had nothing to do with it. That
doesn't make any sense because like he's such a namby-pamby. Like, why would he be embarrassed? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so, but it's all like, about like,
if he was really manly and he's like, oh, I don't want my manly roommate to see me watching these shows.
I mean, it
just doesn't make sense.
It's a confusing message, but they're trying to talk about masculinity in some form, right? And I like that the fact that he's been working in HR has kind of like softened him or made him try different ways to resolve conflict. Like that shit was kind of funny. And
well, he was never a fighter to begin with.
Right. Not like the rest of them who were training or like Tila.
They were clearly leaning a direction because his name is He-Man. So they were like, okay, how do we make this a thing where it's like now we're making fun of it? Well, we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to make him a sissy or a namby-pamby and make him in HR and have them use all these like HR terms and all that. So
I'm hearing
I got what they were going for. It's very simple. It's not really a commentary on anything. They were just like, the name is silly. Let's just go the other way.
I love the pronoun on his nameplate, and the girl's like, where he's like, I'm hearing a lot of truth talking, but not a lot of truth listening. Just bullshit. And then she's Amina being so passive aggressive and trying to be a boss was great.
Do you remember? Funny. Do you know where the name He-Man comes from?
No.
Charles Atlas. Remember that dude? So in comic books, there'd be this ad about like how to do exercise so you don't get sand kicked in your face.
The kid getting sand kicked in his face at the beach.
It says like you can be a He-Man if you do these exercise.
Well,
so that's where they got the name.
Fun Easter egg here: when he finds the sword in that store, there's that barbarian. It says Torok, the barbarian. That was the original name, design.
That was He-Man's original name,
Or He-Man is the very first design.
It was too close to Conan, so they made him blonde.
Yeah.
They took away the helmet.
Yeah. But then that whole scene where Beastman shows up in Tila on the highway, like I thought that was fucking great. That was a very fun action scene, and Beastman looked really good.
It was fine. I thought that was fine. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Tila. Tila was good.
What do we think about the Dolph Lundgren cameo?
It was fine.
Did you get the line where he goes, what does he say?
Good journey.
Good journey.
They shouldn't have squeezed that in, but they had.
That was Anthony Dad's from the 87 movie. They say that to each other. Good journey. That was
it really was slapped in there.
It was. That was the callback. Dolph looks good though. Pumping iron. I thought he looked good.
They should have set it up. He's like, I'm on this journey. Well, good journey to you.
Yeah, I know.
He just says it out of nowhere.
Just says it. Good journey. I liked Roboto also. I thought the robot was good, and especially when they reprogrammed it. And she was really funny. It's Kristen Wiig voicing. Duncan's character arc is kind of nice because they set up he's kind of like a father figure to Adam, and then he's all drunk and he's got to find his purpose again. And
why is he drunk? Because he lost a trap jaw?
I guess that fight was haunting him because he was traumatized. Anytime Trapjaw came up again, he didn't want to fight him.
But then he does at the end.
He gets his revenge battle after He-Man rips Trapjaw's arm off. That first transformation, that was great. When he finally
that was fun.
He was like halfway in the movie.
It was like when Thor gets his hammer in the movie.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I would say about this is, or not the only thing, I'll say more. But if you just don't know anything about He-Man, you're just going to go, oh, this is Thor and Guardians.
Yeah.
That's like what I'm saying. Like, this movie is way too late.
Yeah.
This movie should have come out
like 20 years ago. Yeah.
I would say at least 10 years ago. So like the people who grew up with it, who have kids, their kids would be 5 or 6 years old and they could watch this movie, you know?
Yeah.
But now people who have kids that are like people in their 50s, their kids are grown up already.
Well, so who is this movie for? So when I went to see it, there was a lot of dudes my age and there were some children also, but
They're probably dragged in by their dads.
I feel like it's more for the specific like 40, 50-year-old He-Man fans.
Well, they should have made it for us.
Yeah.
And I think that they tried to make it for everybody. And that's why the movie suffers a little bit.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
But there is like adult humor in there. Skeletor had some fucking great lines, like when he's done with his hand in the air and he's like, well, this is the crescendo and I put my hand in the air, I'm done.
Yeah, he's doing Stan Lee.
He is doing Stan Lee. And then
what was the point? Oh, go ahead.
No, when he kills Boss Man, he's like, look, I made mulch. I was like, this is kind of funny. I don't know.
What was the point of casting Jared Leto as
I don't know, because you would not know it's even fucking.
I think that they were going to do the Keldor thing and they cut it out. It's the only reason.
They might still make him his brother. But his voice is modulated. You don't see
There's
his
never
face.
going to be another movie, Imran. This is it.
I mean, it's so to that point, it's
like unless Bezos is just like, yeah, we'll just make another one.
I think they should. It sucks that this thing is flopping at the box office, but I would watch this again over fucking Mando and Grogu. I want more like this. Actually, they kind of did it, but you're right. It reminds me of early Marvel. It should have came out 10 to 15 years ago.
It's too expensive to just make another movie.
It's very expensive, but it was a lot of fun. It's set up. There were 3 post-credit scenes. I don't know if you guys watched all of them.
I didn't even know there were going to be 3.
Who is She-Ra in this?
I don't know. They don't show her. They just cast her.
You can see her face, kind of.
You can see the side of her face. I think they. I wonder if she's in the cast here. You didn't. Yeah. So the first stinger, Anthony, was that Orko. Did you see that where that little floating guy comes out and he's like,
he gives you the lesson.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
So that's straight from the cartoons. Orko would come out at the end and be like, "Here's the lesson today, kids." And dude, every time a character came out, I was fucking smiling. I was smiling the whole time. I was like, "Oh my god, this is my fucking childhood." Fucking Orko. When they played the He-Man music at the end and they're all laughing like they do at the end of the commercial, at the end of the cartoon, I was like, this is fucking great. The second post-credit scene was about She-Ra, and you see Hordak's castle, and She-Ra is his twin sister that was kidnapped at birth by Hordak and raised in Etheria, and she's a badass warrior. So you could do, and there's tons of She-Ra fans. You could do She-Ra movie. And then at the very, very end, they do a post-credit scene that is similar to the post-credit scene in the 87 movie, which in itself was an early post-credit scene. You see Skeletor's skull, and Evil Lynn strolls up and picks it up and just goes, "You've looked better," and then puts it in her cloak and walks away as if to imply.
And then you hear him laughing.
Yes. So she can bring him back to life. She can take him to Hordak. There's a number of things. He can be Scarecrow or Scareglow. He could do a number of things with him. He'll be back. The thing is, will they make a sequel?
Because Imran, come on, stop.
I want them to. I want more.
You know the answer to this. They're not making it. I mean, it's fun. Look, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
But it's not a movie that, one, drew a shit ton of money. Two, there's nothing like, it's not special, Imran. I know you love this movie. It's and I'm going to sound like Ruggs. It's not special. This movie's, there's nothing where you're going to go, wow.
Yeah.
They really nailed something here. They have to keep it going. Like this for me was just a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
The only reason I watched it is because you guys told me to watch it. I wouldn't ever be like, yo, this is a movie you got to see it. This is the type of movie you throw on in the background. You do some other stuff.
I'll give the movie some credit. Okay. The score was good. The music was good. The fact that they threw fucking Queen in there and Brian May in there, that was fucking crazy. They did do a lot of fan service. The costumes were really good. Everybody looked right. Like Skeletor looked great.
Yeah.
Everybody but Evil Lynn and the Sorceress looked fucking great.
Man at Arms looked right.
Evil Lynn I didn't like Allison Brie for Evil Lynn, and it just looked like it just looked like a cosplay suit.
I liked her, but the blonde hair I thought was weird. That threw me off.
She has white hair.
It should be white, yeah.
But she just doesn't look right. I don't like the way she, and it just didn't fit to me. I thought that Evil Lynn should be more of like a, I don't know, like someone with an evil presence. Yeah, like, almost like even like an Angelina Jolie or somebody.
She's a little too like bubbly to be a bad.
Doesn't fit.
There. Yeah,
doesn't fit.
Evil Lynn. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Evil Lynn. Okay.
And but I mean, whatever. I mean, the sorceress is even worse. And but other than that, though, the costumes were great. The music was great. There was a lot of action, and the action was serviceable.
It was decent.
And
who's the sorceress?
Morena Baccarin. Yeah.
Miranda Baccarin.
Yeah, she's the bird. She's where he's like, you're a talking bird. And she's like, well, you do have a talking tiger. Cringer was great because in the show, Cringer is always afraid, doesn't want to get involved. He's always like, I don't want to do this.
You know what my favorite thing was?
Yeah.
I will say that I got on board with the tone and the vibe. I liked when, I don't know how it made any sense, but when he's fighting He-Man, and they're going through all of his memories or his life.
Oh, yeah.
And Skeletor's just dressed up in like normal clothes.
Where he's in the office.
Ass. Yeah, in an office and a bunch of other spots. And it's just like, this is so stupid and ridiculous.
It was
great.
different. It was different. Yeah, because he stabs him and then he goes in his head to fuck with him. And he's in the office. And then he has to eventually talk to the sorceress. And she's got the whole, it was never the sword. The power was in you the whole time.
Right. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that with passion. Also, I didn't like the fact that Beastman was able to go to Earth.
Yeah.
And like so the Skeletor knows about Earth and he doesn't want to do anything to Earth or
we don't need Earth. He just wants Eternia. He just wants to fuck up that planet. We don't need to be on it.
He just wants a sword, right?
He wants the power. He wants to be a god.
What's the name of the tiger?
Cringer turns into Battle Cat.
And then Cringer, who was Cringer fighting at the end?
Cringer was fighting.
Was it the Beast person?
It was because Adam was fighting Skeletor. Tila was fighting Evil Lynn.
Right.
And who the fuck was Cringer battling? He was battling maybe it was Beastman.
Was it Beastman?
Maybe it was Beastman. I don't remember, but he got in there finally. Yeah,
they should have had more Cringer.
Is Cringer normally just a docile cat?
He's a fraidy cat.
No, no, He-Man hits him with the sword and he becomes Battle Cat and he becomes badass.
So the full transformation in the animation, Anthony, is he does the whole by the power of Grayskull, I have the power, gets zapped, turns into He-Man, and then he points the sword at Cringer, who cringes and transforms into Battle Cat with that kick-ass armor you see him wearing at the very end.
More people, Rug Boy, I plug your review on Patreon because you gave a really good backstory into He-Man. I went, oh, that's why he would like this version. Do more people? I think my guess would be more people identify with the cartoon version though, right? Because it was just a bigger medium than the whatever it was originally a comic. It was
originally comic books, but then they, as I said, they did the 2000 series, where they kind of retconned everything and tried to bring some of it back into a more serious tone.
Yeah,
and so that version is okay if you're going to like a version of He-Man with all these, because you got to remember, when they launched He-Man, there was no thing called Ram Man or Fisto or whatever. It was just very simple, like He-Man, Beastman, Merman, right? And that was it. Like they were just very elemental, like easy names for kids to remember. And then they started doing like B-Man and fucking all these fucking really like Lobster Man, like and Moss Man, like
they would just add man to everything. Yeah, Merman's in there. I think more people
know. The most
know
popular medium would probably be I think the show, right?
I think the show
that was on in the 80s.
The toys.
The show that was on in the 80s was on every day after school.
Yeah.
You'd come home and you'd watch it. They made like 1 million episodes.
5 days a week.
But even though they said it's like 1 or 2 seasons, it's a ton of episodes.
Yeah.
So.
And we ran for 3 years.
Those things they were trying to syndicate it. So it would be on all the time.
Yeah.
And so it was constantly on. So yes, that's where most people got He-Man was from. And not only that, but they discovered that girls were watching He-Man because they made it so flamboyant and so silly they made that girls liked it. It wasn't like, even though there were these muscle bound guys, girls were watching it. So they made She-Ra.
Yeah.
So It's kind of like a huge fail, if you ask me. So Mattel they have Barbie. They want to make a boy toy.
Yeah.
And then they make it appealing to girls.
Yeah.
So they blew it like from the get-go. And
Do you think?
So I don't know.
Do you think the fans of the toys and the show would have, like Imran, would have liked, most of the people would like this, or is it
I
still
think if
even
you're a fan of the
further away?
TV show, the silly TV show, I think this is you're gonna like this.
I think so.
I feel like it does the job.
Yeah.
For like the people who like that if you like the 2000 show,
It's different.
maybe you're going to not like it. If you like the original comic books that launched with He-Man, and like I like the original comics and I like the 2000 show. Those are the He-Man that I think is the best versions of that.
This felt like the 80s show at times, which is,
If
I was
you're
like,
an 80s
wow.
fan, which most people are. I think that's the largest demo.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to be. So I think most He-Man fans are going to be happy.
So there's the other way to do it is you shift it more into a Game of Thrones way where it gets a little more serious, but I don't think the studio, they would have been too scared to do that.
I would just go straight fantasy, Conan-esque.
Yeah.
And keep Skeletor. I mean, you can have comic relief.
Yeah.
But
Skeletor was always really funny and scary, and I think they got that right here.
But Castle Grayskull is just a prop. Like, you never feel like the majesty or the mysticalness or it's a source of power. It just it's actually drab. It's like you see it from the outside and you go inside and there's nothing special going on.
You don't really get to spend a lot of time in there. Like in the show, he was always in there talking to the
But even in the first movie with Dolph, they made Grayskull more of a part of it, you know?
Yeah. It's not like the centerpiece of the city or whatever. Like I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. But like, I felt like that there's a couple of things like the sorceress and Castle Grayskull, and that's like a big part of the lore.
Yeah.
They kind of get stepped over and they just like they focus on the sword. And
she's like the most important thing in the whole universe is the sorceress.
Right.
So I did like at the end with the names, how they made the names funny and a thing that Adam thought about when he was a kid, which is why they're called Ram Man and Fisto.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's a really clever way to make those silly names work.
That makes sense. That makes like perfect sense. That it's a kid. He doesn't really know the name, or he maybe forgot the name, so he renamed them in his mind.
Anthony, you remember at the end when they're all standing around and laughing and bending backwards and stuff in a circle?
Laughing, bending backwards.
They're all just like, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, yeah.
They would end the fucking cartoon ended like that, like every episode.
Yeah, they'd have like a little joke and they'd all laugh.
and then one of the henchmen, Ruggs, did you notice Skeletor's henchman, that monster with the white hair? Same henchman from the 87 movie.
Yeah, they used him with the claw.
Yeah. But then the fisting and the blowjob jokes. Well, I was like, oh my God, they went there. Like, you have
give
to
him some head. Yeah.
You have to give him some head. He's like, what? No. He goes, you ram and you're a man. I love what Mechaneck's neck is out. Duncan's like, put that neck away. What are you doing? Fucking Mechaneck. It's great.
No Manny faces. No Manny faces.
Oh, yeah. We had Triclops.
Remember, we didn't have Cyclone.
Yeah, and Strato, the flying dude,
Stratos, yes,
was like a huge character, but they didn't.
EQ was in the first line. Stratos.
Oh yeah,
he was like in the first 8 figures that they launched.
Yeah. But is this movie better? Well, we can get into it. Give us final thoughts. Is it better than Mando and Grogu? Is it better than some Marvel movies? Possibly. I don't know.
I think it's better than Love and Thunder.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
It's just as silly.
I think it's better than Marvel's.
Yeah.
I think it's better
than Mania, maybe.
It's probably better than like the bottom 10, 15% of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But the problem is though, like Ruggs said, there's nothing, unless you were just a huge He-Man fan.
Yeah.
There was nothing that sticks out where you go, oh, this looks different than 30 Marvel movies I just saw, plus everything else that's out there.
It's just the fact that the movie's so late, and then all of these other Marvel movies have already done He-Man better. Like Thor and Thor Ragnarok have done it already. Like, you know, the fish out of water Thor is cooler than fish out of water Adam.
Right.
It's just better. Like,
yeah, and then the what's we call it? The guy that Carl Urban plays in Ragnarok. Like,
Yeah.
the executioner.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Like-
that's him.
Like he's doing the whole bit that like they're trying to do with the He-Man characters.
Yeah.
But they did that. Thor Ragnarok came out 7 years ago.
So I don't know if it did a good job at turning on kids to this IP. It's,
What do you mean? They had Head and Fisto.
they had a Fisto and Head. Give them more Head. I'm going to fist everybody.
Of course the kids are turned on. What are you
Listen,
talking about?
you put fisting jokes in there. They're all showing up.
Oh, now they added like a woman at arms in there. They just put a girl a character, Dion or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Who was Dion?
Yeah.
That was like a new, I think
They
that's
should
a
have
new,
cast a real like known actress in that role.
new
Like,
character. And that's not I think it's a new character. I don't remember a Dion.
yeah. No, I think it's like they did that for the movie to add another girl.
But yeah, no, all the action was decent. Let's get to the important question. There are several roles for Frank Grillo in this, if you ask me.
Frank Grillo.
By the way, do have to mention we are recording Monday, June 8th. Today is Frank Grillo's 61st birthday. Oh shit. Happy
God.
birthday, Mr. Frank Grillo.
Happy 61.
Yep.
Only 8 more years till you're 69.
Well, you get to 6'7" sooner, so that's fun.
Oh. He's got many big ones coming up.
Ruggs, Grillo, you could put him, I don't know, you could put him anywhere, bro. Where?
Grillo as Man at Arms.
You could do Grillo as Man at Arms. You could do Grillo as Skeletor.
You could do Grillo as He-Man's dad.
Yeah, you could be King Randor.
You could do Grillo as
his roommate who watches the fucking Notebook.
He watches the Notebook.
Anthony, any possibilities? What do you think?
The one I thought of was you have him do Skeletor, but instead of him being the skull, like you just paint the skull on his face.
Yes. No mask.
What if he was Fisto?
Oh, Grillo as Fisto.
Yeah,
and it rhymes. So
yeah,
that's even better. I'm Fisto.
Yeah, those are all fine.
Yeah, I think that's a word.
I think, look, you could put Grillo in this movie.
Yeah, I think it makes it better. I think it makes it better. I think it makes it 10% better.
I'd rather have Idris Elba as Man at Arms, but Grillo would make a great Fisto, I would say.
Idris Elba was good too. All right, Anthony, final thoughts. Give me a number.
I gave this when I came out of the theater, I said this is a 7. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go 7 out of 10, as much as I'm hating on the fact that you want to make a sequel.
Want more?
I was just pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually would rate it a 7 when I think about it more in depth, but this movie doesn't deserve any more thoughts of like in depth anything. It's just a fun little movie. It's stupid. I enjoyed it way more than Mortal Kombat 2. I thought it was a better time. And I've only seen 15 movies this year, but it's in my top 6.
Oh. That's all right.
Number 6. So,
I enjoyed it. The irony is, like, the ratings don't matter. People are going to see what they see because Scary Movie is 23% tomato meter. Opens bigger than this movie that's got a better rating, and it's probably a better movie than Scary Movie. 68 audience on for a Scary Movie. So I just think that's ironic. Like, I think it was too late. Why did this bomb when it's actually kind of a decent movie? Same thing happened with Bumblebee, I think, though, too. And he does the same thing with Bumblebee. He gets the thing to look like the toys. That's what he's good at, Travis Knight. Ruggs.
I think everybody should do that.
Yeah. Finally, it looks like
simple.
the toys. It's simple. It's right there. Ruggs, give me a number. What do you think?
I think for the average moviegoer, it's a 7. But I think for me, it's a 6.5. So we're a 6 even.
I like that. Okay.
I think if you're just there to have a good time, I think you will get that.
Absolutely. This is a great popcorn movie. It's fun entertainment. I'm going to go the other way. I think for the average, it's a 7. For me, I'm giving it an 8 because they did it. I was like at like 7.5. I'm like, fuck it. You know what? It's getting an 8 because it was just fun. The music was great. They got the tone. That was my main concern. It's about, like Rugg said, it's about the best kind of He-Man movie you can make right now if you're doing something like this for, a wider audience.
And Jared Leto didn't ruin the movie.
Yes, that is the most surprising thing, is that I really enjoyed Jared Leto as Skeletor somehow. It was great. He didn't ruin it because you forgot it was him. You didn't even know he was in there.